Pulp Bytes is two twisted tales of technological terror. The first, Junebug Bites Back, is the story of an overbearing pageant mom who gets her just desserts after purchasing supplements from the dark web. In terms of conditions, Jack and Lacey's day of distraction turns to a nightmare when they ignore the fine print. Horror anthologies are pretty much all the rage now. We haven't seen these many horror anthologies, in my opinion, maybe since the heyday of the old EC comics. There are a lot of good horror comics out there, a lot of horror anthologies out here, and Pulp Bytes is not necessarily a horror book per se to me, more so than it is just a display of the great artwork of Pat Higgins. I love artists who embrace the title of cartoonist, and Pat Higgins is one of those artists. In fact, he is a member of the National Cartoonist Society. Higgins' work seems to be inspired by the work of the great Charles Burns. I mean that with all due respect. Charles Burns' work is some of the finest work out there. The dark, heavy brushstroke style that he uses is apparent in Pat Higgins' work as well. This was a book that I was looking forward to for a long time. It was delayed about, maybe a few weeks or a month or so. And I'm glad when it finally came out. I finally get to check out the work of this wonderful cartoonist. The Junebug Bites backstory is kind of reminiscent of Honey Boo Boo kind of a situation. The parents in this story are totally disgusting. They're pageant parents. They're exploiting their child. If you got your children in pageants out there, just stop it. It's a horrible thing. And they, of course, get their just desserts, as all characters do in good anthology horror comics. The second story, Terms and Conditions, is basically these people who are just ugly Americans. They're not paying attention. They're just preoccupied. Their kids are spoiled, and they have huge consequences from not paying attention to the terms and conditions. But like I said before, the real hero here is the art of Pat Higgins. It's a stylized look that features dark, heavy, tight line work. I'm not sure if he uses old-fashioned shading film, but it seems to be some type of shading film. Maybe it's digital. I'm not sure if he works digitally or traditionally, but it looks great. On his website, there's a link to some of his past works as well. Among them is this poster that's now sold out. It's called the 25 Panels That Always Work. It's his version of the famous Wally Wood 22 Panels That Always Work that most artists or cartoonists are familiar with. There's also a poster called Planetary Gears, which is in stock. And it is kind of, even though it's still Higgins' style, it's kind of reminiscent of Big Daddy Don Roth, who used to draw Rat Fink and all kinds of hot rod art back in the 60s. Even though a lot of you pure Marvelites and DC fans out there might not enjoy the art of Pat Higgins, I think people who enjoy good indie comics art and who enjoy the art of cartooning will get more into his style, because I certainly dig it a lot. So if you enjoy classic cartooning and dark humor, pick up a copy of Pulp Bytes #1. It's out right now from Scout Comics. Scout Comics is maybe a little hard to find for some people, but you can find them for sure on Scout Comics' website, and you can find copies of Pulp Bytes on Pat Higgins' website as well, along with some of the other merchandise I just mentioned. That's going to do it for this Indie Comics review. Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and turn notifications on so you know when I'm making my next video. So until next time, see you guys in the funny papers. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.